Hi guys, and welcome to new episode. And this is I'm continuing this Poppy Up. The first episode I did with Zoe Starr, aka Jade Blue Parker. She changed her name, and now I'm here with my favorite person ever, and that is NERIAH. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm so excited to have you here. She's like my favorite person ever. I always talk about it, but it's true. Like I can never shut up about it.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I feel honored.
Mm, okay. So I feel like people know you because if they follow me, I think they should. And if they don't, like, what are you doing, honestly? Like, you don't know me at all.
Mhm.
Um, so you're 24 from Los
Mhm.
Angeles,
Yep.
California, Pisces sister.
Mhm.
What else? You have three EPs out and a debut album. And maybe I want to ask something else, and that is, how did you notice the evolution of your sound has been since, like, across the
Ooh.
project?
Okay, love that question. I think for me, I have noticed like as each project goes on, I've really tried to just bring a new element to kind of make it evolve a little bit. And I think I've definitely gotten more comfortable in my voice of being able to do faster songs. When it started, it was, it was a lot of ballads and a lot of just stripped versions of songs. So being able to now being releasing fast songs has been such a dream. And I think just being able to, find out how to sing differently for certain things. Or like I feel like this project we're working on now, even there's a lot more character singing where it's like I have to, you know, express myself a little differently, which was really cool to be able to learn.
I'm so proud of you, especially like, so for example, I'm gonna ask very selfish question, but
I love
I
it.
love No One Cries Forever. Give me the lore behind this a little,
Oh,
cause
okay. The EP or the song? No, it was the
the
song.
EP,
Did I
the
say that in
EP.
no, it was the EP. So that one, okay, this one was so special to me because I feel like I'm trying to think. So what was even in this song? I've released so many songs. No One Cries Forever. Was Fighter? No, was that in How Do I Get Clean? I'm trying to think. Um,
So
which
there
one?
was Fight or Flight, and then
Okay.
Me and You,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think Shoulda Coulda Did and Dumpster Fire and
Okay.
Blockbuster.
Okay, so this EP was honestly so fun. None of the songs were written together. Like I didn't even know they were going to be in an EP. Each one was kind of from a different producer and different writers, but I don't know, like the whole I had this idea, this concept, and I really wanted to write a song called No One Cry Forever, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, no one cries forever, but maybe I will because like I cry all the time. I'm a Pisces." Like and I remember
Exactly.
writing that song and I was like, I have to put this out into the world. I mean, Dumpster Fire was one of my favorite songs. I actually wrote it like just to piano and I wasn't even in LA. That was my first song I had written, like not at my home studio or, not in California, which was really cool. Me and You was so fun that I got to do as a collab. That one was so surreal because we literally like freestyled it and I was like, what just came out of me? But yeah, I think that really shows a side of me where I'm so in touch with my emotions and I'm so emotional and I'm so sensitive. And I think, Fight or Flight was probably one of my favorite ones also on that. And I think I was just able to find a different voice. And I feel like it's one of my most vulnerable projects. And I feel like, after it came out, Unfinished Business and all that, maybe some people haven't heard that one, but I feel like there's some really special ones on there.
No, I agree. Like, it deserves some flowers. Like, I've been
Yeah.
flourishing it. I've been cherishing it. People don't get it, but I do.
Oh my gosh. Well, the day I come, I will have to do that for you. The day I'm coming, you can be at a show. I'll play No One Cries Forever for you somehow.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. So you started talking about your new project. Can you like
Mhm.
give us something?
Yes, so we're very excited. I actually had the album pretty much done, and then I decided to completely rewrite it because I don't know. I think I'm in such a pivotal part of my life. I think your 20s are so hard sometimes, and I'm going to be 25, and I feel like I felt so much pressure, to write. I think for me the biggest turn was I'm in such a happy relationship, and after Cause of Death, I was in such a bad relationship, and growing, I was like, okay, I have to write love songs. And I think it was really fun. And that, first time was the first one we wrote, and then we had driving weather. And as I was writing the project, I was like, okay, yes, but I'm also, there is that side of me where it's like, I can still be happily in love and think he's going to leave me because I have so much trauma and problems that I've gone through in my life. So we ended up rewriting a lot of songs, and we're actually still continuing to write new ones. I'm so excited. I can tell you guys that there's a lot of more pissed off songs that are coming part of this project, and we're going a little more edgier, and it's really fun. I think, you know, this project to me right now is like every single thing that I wish would have happened in my life, but it's like, this is real life. Sometimes you just have to go through things and learn them, and I think it's really a project about me being in my early 20s and figuring it out and realizing, growing up sucks, and sometimes we have to all go through it, and it's okay if you have no idea what's going on. And I think for the rest of the songs, I don't know, I wanted to be able to write more about mental health and how I overthink and my anxiety, because I feel like it's a side that, maybe I haven't shown you guys that much yet. So we're rewriting things. We have one of the most exciting collaborators the most exciting collaborator I've ever worked on in my life, that'll be joining us for some of the projects, some of the rest of the songs. So I'm very excited.
Oh my god, I was literally about to ask like if there is someone there also, like a collaboration or something. So I'm
Yes.
excited.
Yes, yes, yes. We're working on a few collabs. There's a lot of just fun there's a lot of fun stuff happening. And I think, being able to go with the flow and just being like, well, if I release this song, if I like the song, we're gonna release it next. So I'm excited to be able to share with you guys the new songs, because some of you literally haven't heard any of them.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for a little
And The
surprise.
Problem Is You will definitely be on the album. I've had a lot of questions about that one, so don't
Thank you
you
so
worry.
much. Thank you. I appreciate it personally because like I've been dying for that. I actually sometimes I go through like my TikTok sounds because I'm insane and I like to act like I'm in an editor or something. And actually,
Mhm.
I have The Problem Is You like saved in the
Oh
TikTok
my
sounds, and I
gosh.
was like just
I
singing
love
along.
that.
Me too. So when
Yeah,
you
that one's
look
fun.
back at the cause of that era and now this new era, what's the creative process been compared to your debut album?
So different. I think, Cause of Death, and what was so surreal for me, I mean, my ex at the time, my boyfriend at the time, goodness gracious. I remember he asked me for a break, and he was like, we need to go on a break. Like, you have a lot of problems. You need to work on them. You're codependent. You have abandonment issues. I'm like, yeah, clearly, like, I've been through a lot. And basically, he asked me for a break, and it was 2 months, and I literally wrote the whole album during that time. So I think it was quick. We wrote 60 songs. I was in the studio. I was hysterically crying, on the couch. It was very emotional. I took a lot of stuff from my journals, and definitely very vulnerable. There weren't really any happy songs. And I think the process for this, it's definitely we've been working on it for a while. So the time has definitely been a lot. I feel like we're, writing 24 songs was a lot, but I think with the smaller body of work for this one, we're really able to put a lot more time into it and pay attention to the little details, and re-record the vocals multiple times if we have to, and keep writing it and have multiple sessions on the same song. And I also think just the experience of writing this has been so much more fun. Obviously it's a lot more happy songs, so for a few of the songs in the singles, I went to Joshua Tree and did a little writing trip with some of my favorite collaborators. And yeah, it's just been so much fun, and we've been dancing in the studio and drinking Aperol spritzes and laughing our asses off. And um, definitely, yeah, there's a few songs that are sad, but I'm not hysterically curled in the ball on the studio couch, so that's been fun.
I'm so proud of you. I hope when your ex, like whenever he sees this new body of work, he will shoot himself because
Me too. I'm just like, he sucked.
exactly. And so you have like Unfinished Business, that is like the biggest song of yours, and also I'm thinking about like Go Find Less. We can say it's
Mhm,
like really personal, but is
mhm.
there any like personal song on the new album? You don't have to say the name if you don't
Ooh.
want to, but like if there is something that feels personal to you, almost as you didn't want to put it out because it was just like too
Mhm.
touchy and too
Oh,
emotional.
I love that. Honestly, I think The Problem Is You is really personal. There's another one called All About You that is really personal. Um, Lucky to Love You is personal, but in like a good way, not really sad, but it was like the exact story of how Jason and I fell in love. So that was weird, like putting it in, just having that come to life as a song. And I'm like, okay, everyone's gonna know exactly what happened. But yeah, I don't know. I think for me, I love that feeling. Like if something feels so personal and vulnerable and it's exactly how it happened, I'm like, I want to say it exactly how it is. And I think I've been able to find that's kind of a big part of my artistry. I love being able to say those things, and I'm never too scared. If anything's in my journal, I literally was thinking about it. I was like, I might just start posting my journal entries because I want you guys to see that side of me. I think there's something that's so powerful in being able to share that. But yeah, I don't know. I think every song I write, I try to make it really personal, but I'm sure for this one, getting into more of the songs about overthinking or being anxious, there's going to be a lot more that probably, are like that unfinished business where I'm like, wow, this is, exactly what happened.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I mean, honestly, I feel like Don't Let Go is the most used song ever.
Mhm.
Like
I
when I
agree.
listened to it, I was really like, that is so Naraya.
Hmm. Hmm. And that's
When
what I think. I think first time in driving where there weren't Nariah. I think it was a new way to be able to find this new thing. And I think it was our first way of experimenting with this new sound. And they're so fun. But I think, Don't Let Go, like that just felt like the pocket for me. Like I was like, this feels like incredible. I feel so comfortable doing it. And I love being able to release songs like first time in driving, whether and go outside my comfort zone and try new things. But I think Don't Let Go is probably the best representation of what the rest of the project sounds like.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't want to say it like the first time isn't really your song, but when I listen to it, it's a great song. Like I love it. I'm
Mhm,
bopping. I'm like shaking
mhm.
my ass. I'm like it's so good. But but like that is some pop star. I don't know.
I agree. No, I agree. It's funny, like, and there's definitely those songs, but it's such a good song, and I loved it. But there's something where I was like, it's not like I'll be able to release. I could release 10 songs like "Don't Let Go" and it would feel like me. But first time was probably the hardest one on the album for me to do because it was so different than anything I've ever done, and it was so lovey dovey and like so just. I'm usually like pissed off about my ex or I want to kill someone.
Exactly,
Really
exactly.
different.
I agree. I'm so glad you said it because I didn't want to say it first, but you did, so I'm glad.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly.
I know this is a hard question, but you know, I look at some songs from different point of view because we don't experience the same things, but we can kind of relate it in a different way. So, what kind of message or feeling do you want your listeners to take away from your music?
I think the biggest message I want them to take, and whether from any of my music, is that you are not alone. We are all going through something. And, if there's times that you feel insecure, you're hard on yourself, you have to realize that the only way someone else is going to be able to love you is if you love yourself. And being able to find that self worth and, learning. I mean, that was the hardest thing for me was learning how to love myself. And I thought I did for so long, and I just didn't. And I didn't know how to. So, I think telling everyone you're not alone, learn how to love yourself. It's a journey we're all going through. And, I hope they know if they ever need anything, my messages are always open. And I care so much about my fans. And, you guys are family to me. And so I think, never hesitate to do that. And yeah, just be yourself. I think that is probably the biggest lesson that I've had to learn. And, there's only one of us. So there's no one else that can be anywhere near it.
Oh, I love it. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Um, mhm. I'm choosing. I have so many questions that are so weird. So
Ask whatever. I'm down for anything.
if you had to describe your music in three emojis, what would they be right now?
Ooh, three emojis right now. I would do the star, The cloud, like the dreamy cloud, and I would do I want to say the pink heart.
I agree. I agree.
Like I
Because
feel like that feels or like a shooting star. I don't yeah, like in that world.
I get it. I get it where you're coming from. I can't wait for people to find out the
I
album
know.
and
I'm
everything.
so excited.
Okay, maybe I want to talk about tour a little because this episode will be out when the tour, well, the like you're opening for someone will
Mhm.
be announced.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
let's
it will
talk.
be. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
cuz that comes out tomorrow.
yes.
Ah, yes, I am so excited. I'll be opening up for EAJ on 5 dates of his tour, and I feel so lucky and blessed. So he's going to be doing a opening up on tour with Imagine Dragons before. I mean, he's so talented. I love his music. I think he's so sweet. I actually had messaged him. I was like, "Thank you so much," and he was like, "Let me know if you need anything." So I'm really looking forward to going back to cities I've gone to and Boston I've never played at, so I'm excited to go meet some more noodles.
I'm so excited for you. That's so big, honestly. I was like, what the hell when I like stalked him because I didn't know before who he was, but then I
Mhm.
found out. So that's amazing. I love you on tour. Like
Oh,
that is so you. That's where you belong, honestly.
I love it so much. I'm like, what am I gonna wear? I'm excited for the outfits. I need a bedazzle. I'm like already in tour mode. And yeah, we have one show next week, which is crazy. And then in November, I have the rest of them. But I just feel so blessed. I think touring is such a special playtime for me and being able to be out there and sing these songs live. And I'm also so excited because the tour, I mean, Don't Let Go is going to be played for the first time, which is a little surprise, but they can know here if they're the real noodles and then the next single I think for the rest of the tour they might be able to hear that first. So it's going to be very exciting.
Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah, literally we have questions here from Noodles from the NERIAH HQ account. And there's question from Riley Jellin. I definitely said it wrong. I apologize. But there's question favorite moments on tour with Madison Beer.
My favorite moment I think would have to be two moments that stuck out to me. There was one, I think it was a San Francisco show, and there was a noodle when I was giving out the love letter that had a tiara, and she was screaming so loud. So that was a blast. And then also at the LA show, it was my first time I'd ever had someone like write me a sign in the crowd. So that was really cool, and it was for first time. So that is a moment that I will literally never forget.
Yeah, what about the Matt's cardboard, like the furry thing? Did you enjoy it?
I like laughing. It's so funny because I still have it like hung up in my room. It's like I'm like this is a noodle thing. Like people will understand.
People who get it. People who don't. Like,
Exactly. And I'm like, it's I feel that sucks for them. If they don't, it's an inside joke.
like a few days ago, she asked me, I wonder if Nuraya still has it. And I'm like, I'm sure she has
Oh my god,
somewhere.
it's literally like in my room. It's so funny. There's I was playing Dress to Impress the other day and I could have done a custom theme and I was like, "Oh my gosh, how funny would that be if I made that the theme?" I'm like people would be so confused.
Oh my god, we should do that on our next Discord hangout to do like a
Oh,
furry thing.
like I would just it was hilarious. I was like, I don't even know how this came about, but here we are.
Do you want the lore? I can give you the lore.
Yeah, I think I need the lore. I think I've never known.
So basically, I don't know, I was just like tweeting, being silly on the HQ, and then Matt asked me or us, like, are you guys furries? And I was like, what the hell? And then everyone kind of like made it a joke. So she started it. She was like, are you guys furries? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Okay, I got it now.
So that's the lore.
Um, wow. Well, I never thought I would know. Now I know.
So your personal dog or whatever you can choose.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
um, there's a question from Christina Loader, and she
Oh, love it.
asked, What is your songwriting process and how long does it usually take to write a song?
Okay, great question. Honestly, it is different every single song I write. I think for me, the biggest thing I can go for process that's kind of normal every single time is I have an ongoing list on my phone with a bunch of titles and concepts. And I always like to come into the session with a concept because it just helps me feel prepared. And I'm like, okay, I know what I want to write about. And then we pick, we always start from scratch. We'll pick some chords that we like, go back and forth in piano, and it really just the song, writes itself from there. I think I'll always bring my journal and kind of look through it while I'm writing. I'd say the shortest song I've ever written was Unfinished Business, and we wrote that in about 30 minutes, which was crazy. I mean, the whole thing was just like done, done, done. And I would say, I've had some songs that have taken hours to write, or I've had some songs that have had, we've had to do 3 sessions just to get the verse right. So, yeah, I feel like it's hard to put like an exact process on it, but I will say coming in with concepts and finding chords that I feel inspired by are definitely, parts that happen during every session.
Yeah, well, the Unfinished Business one, I feel like the best songs are made just like that. Like you just
I
know
agree.
it.
I agree.
And as a perfectionist, when do you know that the song is done? When you're like satisfied,
Hmm.
when you're like, it's good, like it can go out.
It's so hard. I think for me, it's more when I can listen to it all the way through and nothing sticks out to me where I'm like, can that lyric be better? Or is that actually what happened? Or can I say it, differently? And I think usually like once I usually will know because there's never been a day where I don't have a song necessarily finished. So I think, after the session, I have the song. And if I want to listen to it over and over again, I know that's going to be a song that I want to release. And we keep going back and forth. Obviously, you have to finish the writing, and then I do the vocals, and then I do production. I think a lot of it, it's just you go by feeling and you see what feels right. And, when you can listen to it, and there's, as a team, it goes through management, it goes through me, it goes through songwriters. I'd like to have everyone involved. And when we're all like, okay, this feels ready. Um, then we're like, okay, let's release it.
That's awesome. I know so many like artists that put out a work and then they're not satisfied it with it. Is there any song that you don't like and is out there and you're like, oh, I
Um,
will never perform it or whatever?
It's so funny. I feel like Sammy, and this is so funny because you guys love Sammy. There's some parts about Sammy that sound so cringy to me now when I listen to it. I love it acoustically. If I ever performed it, it would be to a stripped down guitar. That's definitely one where I'm like, ooh, if someone played that out loud, I'd be like, what the heck? Also, Jump Rope, I feel like it's just so old. But at the time, I loved it. I think that project, it just shows how much I've grown as an artist for my music now and back then. But I don't know. I think all of the songs were part of me, and there's a reason I wrote all of them. So I just hope that somewhere out there, they're helping someone.
They're amazing. I love them. I don't know what you're talking about, but thank you. No, because when you started music, you started with like red, I think, and then yellow. Was that supposed to be like an EP kind of
Yeah, so
hinting?
that was an EP, that whole thing, and I wanted to do every single song a different color of the rainbow. So that was kind of my first idea. So we went all the way from red to purple, and I had a little. Did I do EP? I think I just might have done singles. I don't even know, to be honest. But that was my first project that I had done completely independently by myself, and I mean, they've all been independent, but I literally released that on DistroKid, no manager, no nothing. Um, so "Want You Back" was definitely my favorite song of that era.
No, it's my favorite song too.
Like that, I cannot wait to sing live.
I can wait. You should. Honestly, I would die. No, because it's not out as an EP, but if it was, what would you call it?
Ooh. Um, if that whole project was an EP, I'd probably call it "Want You Back."
Okay, very valid. I would call it Loner because
Ooh,
it kind of
Loner too.
I love Loner and the lore behind it. You said it to me and Kari, and
Yeah.
you can share with.
Yeah, that one I was in a really bad friendship, right? This is one I think I talked to you guys about.
Mhm. Yeah.
I was in a really bad friend group and friendship where I was always being left out. And I think that's something that's so hard. It's like when you're in like a group of three or whatever it is, it's so hard to, think that everyone hates you and that they're constantly trying to plan things without you. But oops. I had that song, I had this idea, and I was like, every single time I always felt so lonely. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather be a loner than hang out with you guys and have you guys make me feel like this. Like I deserve so much more. And they just ended up not being who I thought they were. So that was definitely my strength to be able to leave the friendship and then jump rope too. They kind of I feel like a lot of those songs during that time was about that and definitely helped me grow a lot and learn that it's important who you surround yourself with because if you start surrounding yourself with people that are going to drain your energy and going to make you feel bad, I mean your mental health, it's just so hard to keep it up.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly felt really connected to that because middle school was like not it. Like kids
Mhm.
can be so mean. Like
Mhm.
that's insane. And even now, like when I see little kids, because I'm going to a school where like every level of the
Mm.
like school year is there. It's a really
Wow.
big school. Yeah. And as I'm a senior now and I see the little kids and they're like fighting or something and I'm like, wow, like people
Brutal.
can.
They're so mean. I'm like, oh my god, you guys have like get a heart.
No, I'm literally walking and I'm scared of them. Like they're so scary.
Yeah, I felt a lot with bullying. I mean, I was bullied so bad growing up, and I think that's what's so important to me is being able to have a community that you can trust and have your back. And my biggest things are if someone ever lies to me or breaks their word, like I cut them out of my life because that was kind of a coping mechanism for me. But I think that's why with the noodles, like I feel like, it's such a safe place for everyone, and that's all I really want is I want to be able to help people around the world and be able to give people a community and a sense of friendship and a place where you can be open. And if you're having a bad day, or you're going through a breakup, or you're having, anything go on in your life, like I want to create a place where we can all openly talk about it and be there for each other. And I think we've done a great job with that. So yeah, I mean, it's you guys. I wouldn't be the same without you guys. You guys really help me whenever I have something going on. I have no problem, messaging, "Hi guys, I'm sad," and you guys always make me feel better.
No, I agree. Like the community is so nice. I remember when I joined it because I was listening to you for a year before I joined the community. Like that's
Wow.
insane. Yeah, I think I started October 2022 and I made fan page August 2023. So it's been a year
Wow.
and everyone has been just so nice and welcoming. And even now, like I just feel like everyone's so kind. I mean, there are some stuff, but it always happens,
Yeah, of
you can't really
course.
like not go through this since we're
Of
all
course.
different people. But I like that we can all kind of come down and communicate and like talk about it and everyone's like willing to listen, so I really do like that.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree.
No, honestly, this is like a thank you for creating this because I've been not doing well last year, and
Mhm.
this just made me feel so better. Like I'm a different person now. Like
Oh
I'm
my
very.
gosh, thank you. Like it's crazy because I feel like it's something where it's like it really is a family. I think it's like I can't imagine my life without any of you guys. I adore you all. I mean, what you've brought to this family and this fandom and what you've helped create and build together. I mean, you've really been there since the beginning with me. And so I'm so excited. I think, being able to, we have so much fun on HQ and events and the inside jokes and the OG noodle chat. Like it's just, it's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Honestly, very happy. It always makes me happy. Whenever I come from school, I always check like Discord or like what's poppin', like what everyone posted. I just love it so
Yeah.
much. And I love
No.
how you talk openly about things. On me as a fan, I see how artists just struggle with like promoting their music on social media and everything, and it's just so undeserving because there's so many people who like take advantage of it. And
Mhm.
I don't know, I just feel like the social media has become so toxic, and you
Mhm.
even talked about it, right? Like it's
Mhm.
become like so weird. Can you maybe like share your experience or
Yeah.
how it changed through years?
I mean, I think it's so hard because I went to school of college for marketing, and that was really what I studied and what I had, my degree in, and I had so much experience. So I always understood how important it was. And when I started releasing music, I remember, I think You Won't Forget About Me was the first song I ever had go viral on TikTok. And I was in a place where I was getting millions of views every single week. It's like every single video was going viral, and I was getting 25,000 pre-saves on each song, and the songs would come out and they would do really well, and my monthlies would skyrocket. And I think it got to a place where I was literally posting 30 times a day, and it wasn't something I could keep up with. And I never was really in my head about it, but then it gets to this place, and I think what's so you know draining and hard about social media is you get to a place where the algorithm changes, and which happens, it used to not happen as much as it does now. I swear it happens every week now. But and numbers start to go down, and people start comparing, and then you start getting into this thing, and it is so hard on your mental health. And I think I got to a place where I had so much success, and then I kind of hit a crossroad where I was like, okay, my videos aren't really going that viral anymore. Like, maybe some songs aren't doing that many streams, and I found myself wanting to create something just to go viral. And as soon as you get in that mindset, you're not creating art anymore. And I think that was really hard for me mentally, because I was so used to before being so honest and making music because it was what I was going through. And I felt the switch of me wanting and feeling this pressure, to write music that I thought other people wanted to hear, that was going to go viral, and it just didn't feel like it was really the real me. And I think for this album, which was so important for me, was really me being able to realize that. I mean, there was a time where I would wake up and I would just be so sad and depressed in bed, and I didn't want to get out of bed. And I would go and I would post something, but it wouldn't do well, and I'd worked so hard on it. And this album really taught me. I was like, you know what, fuck that. Like, if there's anything that I want to do, and if I feel like making something, and because it speaks to me and it's my art, I can do that. And I have to continue just making what I love, posting what I love. If I'm proud of it, I don't care if it gets 5 views or 500. I'm going to keep it up because, it's a part of my story. And I think, it's become so toxic, social media. I think recently, I don't know what necessarily changed. I think there was obviously a lot more people going viral. And I think labels and people in the industry, we're really just focusing a lot more on it. But I think it's become such a toxic environment now. And I think even on TikTok, I think people using each other, and people, the comments have also gotten so mean. I mean, people are brutal sometimes. So I don't know. I think social media is hopefully going to be in a better place eventually. And I think people were getting sick of, just everyone doing the exact same thing. It was like the car videos, we all started doing them, and then every single person and their mother was doing it. It's like, it ruins it. It just makes it seem like everyone just wants to go viral, and that's all they care about. And I think I literally posted something on Threads the other day, and I was like, I'm so sick of people just posting something to go viral. Like, make art and be yourself because it's so important. So I hope it goes back to it. But all I can say with that is, from my experience, is if you're not making something that feels genuine, the outside, people are going to be able to tell. And so I think you have to make sure that you're making stuff because you want to make it and because you believe in it. And, once you believe in it, everyone else will. Like, you can't expect anyone else to be able to believe in it if you don't yourself.
That was beautifully said. Thank you. Even the thread you posted, I think it went viral. So
I know.
sometimes
I
being
was.
authentic.
I know. I was like, what the? I was like, what the heck?
No, but some people like started to like get statistic or something. I just wanted to reply like, do y'all even like laugh once in a while, or do y'all just take everything seriously? Like, you
I
cannot
know.
be serious. I just feel like also we got so comfortable into like commenting mean things to people. Like, where
Oh,
did
it's
this get
crazy.
from?
I know.
I would never scroll on TikTok and see someone and be like, "Oh, that's so fucking ugly. Like, what are you doing with your life?" Like, I don't know, they're trying. it might may not be good right now, but they will try. I mean, there are artists who tried for 10 years and now
Hmm.
they blew up. So I think it really takes time and patience, and like be yourself, honestly.
It really does. And it really does take time. It's like there's no one, everyone's like, oh, it happened overnight. It's like, no, it takes 10 years to happen overnight. You know, it's like it takes so much work and dedication and just so much, it's you have to love what you do so much. And I think, being able to put yourself in the public eye and having that as your career and constantly, your job being flourishing around people all around you watching you and judging you and listening to you and commenting on your body and your it's like there's so much to it. So I think, you really have to have thick skin and be strong and just, you have to believe in yourself. That's the most important thing for anything.
Yeah, I also like what you said about men getting into it. I feel like when you're an artist and a man, and I mean this in like no hateful way, but you're just like, I don't know, take off your shirt or something, and you're automatically like daddy, and you're like awesome,
Hmm.
and so talented, and we
Hmm.
women just like have to reinvent themselves every
Hmm.
era because they're not interesting if they keep up with, I don't know, this hairstyle or this color. Like it's not
Yeah.
interesting anymore.
I mean, it's so crazy because it's like, I mean, guys, yeah, they stay the exact same. It's like the fans, you get it's like, it is so crazy being able to realize that and see how much easier it is for a guy as an artist to grow. And then, yeah, for a girl, it's like you have to change literally everything. It's like you have to, lose weight, gain weight, change your hair, do your makeup better, get your hair, spend $7,000 on a photo shoot. You have to look good. It's all about looks. And sometimes the talent doesn't even matter, which is so crazy. And I hope there's a world, where, it gets easier. And I think, being a woman in the industry, and especially for me being an independent, I can't tell you how many times there were, men who are like, you can't do this because, you're a woman, or you don't want to look like you're, sad. You have to be powerful. You have to be sexy. And at a point I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do all of that. And they told me I wouldn't be able to accomplish a lot independent. And every single thing they said I wouldn't do, I did. So I really am excited. And I think, even right now with all our pop girlies, like they're crushing it. And I really think that there's gonna be a big change for women. And, I think there's more women execs now and people that are looking out for us. So that makes me really happy.
It makes me happy too. I'm like watching because obviously like I feel like I know about every artist possible ever because I only listen to women, and this is like no shame or whatsoever, but I feel like they just put like themselves out there really. I mean,
Hmm.
I think like the only men I listen to is like Harry Styles, I don't know, or Alec
Hmm.
Benjamin. He's like okay, but still like they come on stage, nothing interesting, they're praised for it, and then
Mhm.
woman just like stands or whatever and it's not interesting, so it's really really hard. Or when, for example, like she makes change and I don't know, gets a plastic surgery or whatever, which is absolutely fine. I don't know why people make such a big deal of it, and she's automatically like, I don't know, insecure or something, so
Mhm.
it's really hard.
Mhm. Yeah, I know it's a lot thing. And that's the thing I think for me, it's like with plastic surgery, I think I have such a weird, look on it with my dad being a plastic surgeon. I think my whole entire life, I always had, even, I mean, people comment on my body all the time, but I've constantly always had people, tell me, oh, you've got this done, you've got this done, you got your boobs done, you got your nose done. And I've never had anything done, but it was always something where I was like, why does someone think that they can comment on someone's body? I mean, I would be like 12 years old and I would get so many comments, or 15, like, wow, your dad did your boobs. And I was like, wow, this is so gross. And this is actually crazy. But it's such a weird world. I mean, being a woman and putting yourself out like that, and especially in this industry, and showing skin and showing your body. I mean, I think, yeah, it's hard. I mean, people make you insecure, of anything it is. And I think that's something that, I'm so grateful for my dad, because my whole entire life he was always like, no, you don't need anything. You're beautiful. Like, and he did such an amazing job with that, that I never really had it affect my mental health. But Yeah, I mean, I feel like a big thing is just don't read comments sometimes. I mean, people are going to comment on everything and, who knows? It's most of the time that private user who has no profile photo and follows three people and for me I'm just like, "Oh, I feel embarrassed."
Yeah, exactly. It's the people who you don't even know how they look like. But I truly
Exactly.
believe that this or next year or a few years later, the girls are really killing it. So I'm just excited when it will be your peak, and I feel like it will be very soon.
Oh, I love you.
I love you. And we have also a question from Ash Jones
Oh, yay.
5293, and they asked what has it been like growing up with famous parents, because I you're not using your last name, so I feel like not a lot of people know you're like,
Mhm.
it's cool to say Nepo baby because everyone's shaming Gracie Abrams for that,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
you said that you didn't want to be like associated really with your
Yeah,
parents when you were making music.
I think something for me is that I mean my parents, I'm so grateful for both of them and I've learned absolutely so much from them. But my parents, they really, I think, had a much different outlook on the world with that stuff. They weren't like, "Oh, you guys are going to grow up and just get everything." They were like, they did an amazing job of teaching us like you guys need to work hard, you need to go to college, you need to get straight A's, you need to pay for yourself, like, you need to make that your life. And I'm so grateful for them. And I think obviously growing up with them, doing what they do and being able to be around it, I think had a lot to do with how passionate I was at such a young age and knowing what I wanted to do. But yeah, I think I wanted to be able to do it myself. I didn't want anyone to be able to be like, "Oh, you only got this because of this." So I went just by my first name. I'm like, I want to even just tell myself like, "Hey, Nariah, like you can do this. You don't need anyone else's help. You don't need connections. You don't need this. Like you're going to work your ass off until you get there." And that's what I did. And I think, even now, I mean, that's why I spend so much time with my fans. I work so hard and I wouldn't care if anyone wanted to try to tell me that I didn't. Like I'm just like that, it's just I know that's not true. I mean, I've worked so hard for everything I've had and I put so much time and so much effort and I write probably 15 love letters a week to send to fans, and I dedicate all of my time because I appreciate you guys so much and we're building something together and it's something that I know that I'm growing and I love growing it and putting in all the effort because I love what I do. No day ever feels like work because I'm so blessed to be able to do something that I love. But yeah, I think I mean, my parents are great. They've taught me so much. They've definitely taught me how to work hard. But I think, I'm really proud of them for being able to be who they are and how successful they are, and being able to instill that, into the kids. And I'm the oldest of, I mean, with step siblings. I think there's like seven of us. Like it's a big family, but I'm so proud of everyone in the family. And I really have to give it to my parents. They did a really good job raising us with good values.
Yeah, you're not only big sister for them, but also for many of us
Mm-hmm.
fans. I feel so many people saying like Nuriah is my role model, and I get it because I've
Oh,
been there, I've sat there, I saw all the things you've done, and we do really appreciate it. And I
yeah.
don't think there is someone out there who does this for fans like ever. So
Oh, well, that will never stop.
I love just how love letters kind of became our thing. How did it even start? Like, do you remember when you first started to like send out letters?
I remember, it's so funny. I don't remember why I did it or what happened, but I remember I think you were in the batch of the first people I ever sent it to, and I bedazzled the Polaroid. I sent love letter and stickers, and I just I wanted to just say thank you for all of the support. And I was like, you know what? I love writing letters, and I really want to write something that's individually to each person, and go through my DMs and get to know them and have them know that I see them and I'm putting in, time for a handwritten note because I appreciate handwritten notes so much. So yeah, I think it just kind of started and became something that I absolutely love to do. I mean,
No,
I
because it's
always have love letters in my purse, even to this day. I'm like, they're always with me because sometimes I'll just write them and give them to strangers on the street, or I don't know. It's something that I just really like to do.
That's so significant, honestly. That's so kind. Like, if a stranger came up to me and like gave me a letter, I would probably cry.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I if I see someone that I think needs one, like I really do love giving it out.
I love it. I always reread mine when I feel like down or
Oh,
something. So it's definitely I have them on my like my table, and I always like
oh,
check them. Like, I don't know, even before school, or when I feel stressed, or when I come from school and I'm like super mad at everyone. Then I just remind myself, like, there are good people out there. Just keep up. Like, it's gonna be okay. So these are really like making change, not even in my
yeah.
life, but I feel like many others too, and also the Polaroids and all that kind of things. So I really
Oh,
like
well,
that.
I appreciate it.
It's very kind, very very kind, and also your song "Love Letter." So
Yes.
also that's kind of like we can connect with that. So I feel like
Yeah. My ex never wrote me any letters, and it was really important for me. So, now I write them all for you guys. Because I think everyone deserves one.
I do too. So I'm so glad we can like do this for each other, even on tour. We can like
Duh.
write other
Yeah.
letters or something. Um, hmm. I'm gonna go personal and ask, if your life was a movie, what would be the title track of the soundtrack?
Ooh. Like of any song in the world, someone else's song?
Or just make up one. Doesn't matter.
Ooh. The title track would probably be hmm, what would the title track of my life?
Or not even like, if it's too hard, like what you're feeling and going through right now.
I think it would be something about letting little me know that you're never going to know exactly where you're going, and that's normal. You don't have to. And don't be scared to try new things. And falling in love is the best and the worst thing in the world. And you'll get your heartbreak broken, and you think you're going to marry the first person you're with. And, the biggest thing is just surround yourself with people that make you feel loved and make you feel worth it.
I never actually knew before. I mean, COVID was horrible. Like, everyone felt kind of like so alone and so distant, but I
Mhm.
never actually knew how human, not even touch, but like connection can be so important to people,
For sure.
and to me especially. So this community, or like in general, like music just connects people so much. It's insane. Like, I love so many artists. You do also.
Yeah.
What's your favorite artist right now and songs?
Oh, Julia Michaels, I'm obsessed with her. Sabrina Carpenter's new album is like actually like I have a problem with how many times I listen to it. Gracie Abrams, I love Lizzie McAlpine. I love everyone. It's so hard. Like I look at songs that I've liked. It's really everything. Um, yeah, I mean Juno. I think I listen to Juno 3 times a day. It's like it's really bad. I need to stop listening to that song so much.
I get it. I honestly get it. I came here because someone asked. I can't pronounce the username for the love of God. I'm so sorry. It's like see you again, go. I don't know. I'm so sorry. But he asked, what inspired you to start making music?
My parents getting divorced actually was the reason I first wrote a song. I think I was feeling so many emotions and I didn't know what to do. And my dad had painted me this picture of a wishing well and me and my sister, and there were dolphins and birds. And I would look at it every single night when I missed him. And that was the first thing I ever wrote. And I wrote the lyrics first and I put them in a journal, and it was called The Wishing Well. And I had a piano teacher, didn't learn piano. I would just write songs, and I ended up, yeah, writing my first song.
And you said you will release it someday. Is it happening?
Someday, someday I definitely want to put it on a vault track or a CD or something really special for people to hear, because we actually professionally recorded it when I was like 6. So I have all of those.
Oh my god, that would be so cute for like an outro of an album or intro.
Yeah, or even like on tour, like it playing on the screen or something. Um,
Yeah, that
we'll
would be awesome.
definitely do that.
For your headline, I'm there. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
we'll make it happen.
Have you ever thought of, well, you obviously did think about your own tour, but what's like the idea? Like give me the idea. Like what do you want it to be like?
I really want my tour to be really stripped back and acoustic in some parts, but I also want it to be, showing the Noodles and people the album before anyone else is able to hear it. I really want to be able to play that album from start to finish and have people, bring them into my world. I want Cup of Noodles to be passed out, obviously, in the crowd. Um, I want there to be confetti and balloons and for us to have fun and just all be there for each other and have a night where you don't really think about anything else and we're just there and having the best time.
I'm already imagining it. I'm just like, oh, like noodles and shirts and sparkles and bedazzling and everything. Oh my god.
Literally.
And Kari even replied and asked if you could go on tour right now, which countries would you go to? You can choose up to 10.
I would go to okay, I'm thinking bigger than countries at this point, but I really need to go. I'm in confidence, but I would need to go to Asia. I need to come to Europe. I need to come to Brazil. Um, I want to go to Mexico. There's so many places. I really see myself touring the whole entire world, and I'm like, it's someone put me in, coach. Like they called me tomorrow and was like, hey, you're coming on tour for 3 months. Pack your bag. I'd be like, okay, let's do it.
You're like, I'm I'm going. Bye.
Yeah, I'm like, bye.
I'm ready. Just give me microphone and I'm there.
Literally, microphone and some bedazzles, and I'll be there.
You can bedazzle your tour bus or something. That could be
Oh,
cool.
100%, the whole thing bedazzled.
I would help you. I would come there and be like,
I'd be like, noodles. I need everyone's help.
we would be done within a
Oh
day.
my
I
gosh.
promise.
Can you imagine what we have like our noodle army? We're like, start bedazzling.
I just started to imagine it and it would be total like chaos, but I would be for honestly, I'm down. Whatever you need me to, I'll be there. I'll be like a little slave. Whatever you need me, like a little bedazzled slave. I'll bedazzle
Just like
myself through the process.
bedazzles everywhere. I love
Um,
it.
Luna asked, "What does she do on her free days?"
I work. I do sorry, disease. I do arts and crafts. I collage. I hang out with friends. I play Fortnite. Now I play Just Impress. I write. Yeah. I I sleep a lot when I
You're
can.
just like me. That's me. I wake
But
up, I
yeah,
go to school, I come home, I do my little posts, then I go sleep, then I wake up, then I'm being silly on internet for like 50 minutes and
literally.
and I annoy everyone.
I love
And
to
then I'm
talk,
like,
clearly.
I love to talk a lot. I never shut up actually, so
Me
that's what I
too.
like. That's what I like about like our community cuz nobody really can shut up and me
I
too,
know.
so I love
We're
it.
all we're all just like really obnoxious talkers.
No, yeah, honestly, yeah. Um, hmm. What's one of the most unexpected songs on your personal playlist right now? I don't even know like what you listen to. I mean, obviously Sabrina and like your favorite
If I
artist, but
want to like, if I'm like gonna go cry my eyes out, different things by Gracie, Gracey is like probably like if I hear that song and I want to curl up in the ball and hysterically cry. It is so good. I don't know if you've heard it, but if you haven't, you have to listen to it. I need to make you guys a playlist of some songs that I've been listening to and loving.
oh yeah, please do. I love listening to new like songs and artists, so definitely.
Yeah.
And especially from like people I look up to, because sometimes I'm wondering what Taylor Swift is listening to, because I'm listening to Taylor Swift and she's probably not. So like I'm wondering what she listens to, but
Yeah, seriously. I mean, who doesn't listen to the Queen?
there's a good question here, and it's a question. Had there ever been times where you thought a song was too personal to put out and you actually didn't
Actually,
put it out?
Um, no, falling for somebody I almost didn't put out at the time because I was still with my boyfriend and it was about him and it came out on his birthday. But you know what? I was like, whatever. I feel like I'm savage like that when it comes to those things. I'm like, you hurt me, so you're gonna get revenge.
I love it. I can't wait honestly for the new album. When you said it's
Ugh,
gonna be a little rocky, because I'm
I'm
here
so
for the
excited.
rage. I love raging in my room, being like I hate everyone when I actually
I
don't.
know.
I care a lot what people think of me, but that's fine. I'll get
That's how
through
I
it.
am, but I'm excited. I mean, I get to right after this, I get to go record vocals for the next single, and I am so excited for you guys to hear it.
I'm very excited. I'm thinking whenever you want to share what the next single is, but when is it coming out? Like the 4 week cycle is like still going on, or are we waiting?
Um, I think um, I think we are waiting. Let me think. When is this one coming out?
I mean, you don't have to say. We can like keep it low. We'll
I
let
think we're
the.
s- I think we're still we'll definitely have some clues. I think we're still figuring out when it comes out, but all of the noodles I think are going to get the first clue.
Okay. Um. I mean, we talked about this, and I
Yeah,
can't
I
wait.
think we changed it a little.
Okay.
Um, but I'll tell you as soon as we figure it out. I mean, our plan was today I have to finish the vocals and then I think as soon as the song is done, then we're able to figure out when it's coming out.
I'm excited. We will be waiting. I mean, whoever like follows me, they know you released the song because I talk about it all the time. So,
No.
what's your favorite kind of ramen to get?
Ooh, okay. Okay, it honestly changes. I love the Ichiban one. I also love the Indame, but lately the carbonara one has been my obsession.
Ugh. Sometimes you post like a little tag, like where's the noodles from or something, and I'm so sad. I live in Europe because like we have nothing here. Seriously,
I know.
nothing.
Can I
It's
send
very
you
sad.
noodles? Is that illegal?
Can you send food? I mean, actually, I want to send. I mean, I sent you package once, but it got back to
I
me.
wonder why. Yeah, people are annoying sometimes.
But I'm gonna do it again. I mean, not with the same food. Don't worry, because it's like expired. I wouldn't never. But I'll send something, and I can try. I can try if it gets back again. Honestly, the food. But I
Yeah,
think
keep
it's
me
here.
posted because I'd love to send you some noodles.
Awesome. I can't wait. And when did this like noodle obsession start even for you?
Oh, my mom, it's all my mom ate when she was pregnant with me, so it's been my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, it's a problem. It's been literally my whole life.
Because there's been stuff my mom was eating and I can't like even look at it.
Oh yeah. No, I've been addicted ever since I was little.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I mean, I think I found out about noodles really, really when I started following you. Like I wasn't really. It's not really a thing here, you know.
Yeah,
I I feel like
it's
I'm living in a cave here.
well, I can't wait to make it for you one day and it'll change your life.
I can't wait either. Also, there has been fans saying that they're really connected with "Fuck You, Matthew," and I'm gonna talk about this song because it was the first song I heard from you.
Yeah.
And I said, I think to Matt, and I told her like, so Matthew is actually like not the real name,
Mm-hmm.
that you actually made it up. how did this kind of like came up, the idea of the song and everything?
I we were just talking in a session, honestly, and we were talking about the concept and the verse kind of came up and I had this idea. I was like, oh my gosh, like I had this line that I wanted to say something like I have five fingers and my middle one is for you, like fuck you. And I was in the session, it felt just right, and we started writing it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this one feels really special.
It's special. I Whenever I listen to it, I go back to
I know, I love that one.
2022.
I need to play that live one day.
Yeah, it will be so awesome. I know people would like eat it up because it's
Yeah.
truly like significant. Mm.
I'll
I have
definitely have
last two questions for you to like wrap this up. I don't want to make this. I mean, I could talk for 2 hours, but
it. You know us.
I could yap. But also, I don't think it could be online appropriate, so I want to keep this PG-13. Thank you. Okay. So, first question out of two is, what's been the biggest lesson you've learned in the music industry so far?
Listen to your gut. That has been my biggest thing.
Thank you. And why is that? Like, has there been like an experience or
I think
something?
that sometimes there were just songs that, like, unfinished business, like I really wanted to release, and my team was like, "No, I don't think this is a single," and I was like, "I want to release it as a single." And I think being able to, obviously we look at it now, and I'm like, I'm happy. I'm happy that song came out.
I'm happy the songs came out too, because I don't know what I would do honestly. I can't
Same.
imagine my life just like being without your music.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Um, And other question is, what's one piece of advice you'd give to aspiring musicians or songwriters? I chose this question just like a little backstory because there's been people in my life or online who are artists, like small artists. So, and when I told them about you, they were like, "Oh my god, like I know her and everything." And
Oh.
you're really like an inspiration to many people. So, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, don't be scared to show your art. Post as much as you can on social media and, don't overthink it. If you love something and it feels, true to your artistry, post it. And also work hard. If you want to get somewhere with that, you have to be ready to outwork every single person. And I think if you work hard enough for anything, any kind of dream you have, you will be able to get it.
Oh, that was so kind. I'm sure whoever like heard this will be very inspired. I'm even inspired. I'm not like a musician or anything, but even with my book, I
Yeah,
just
you
feel
little
really
talent.
inspired. It's going well. I can't wait
I'm
for you
so
to read it.
excited. I'm gonna cry, but I'm excited.
I shared a little something to like this group chat. I joined like today, but like I love oversharing for some reason, as you know me.
You're
And they were
you're a
like,
Pisces, my love.
exactly. And I was like, here's a little something. They were like, wow, that's so good. And I'm like, thank you. And men will hate me, but I don't really care what men think. So
No, I'm so excited
I'm
for
excited
real.
too. Thank you for joining me today. I
Oh
can't
my
believe this
gosh! Thank
happened.
you for having me. Are you kidding me?
I
This is
can't
an
believe
honor.
this. I'm still processing. I think I will go to bed now and be like, this did not happen. And I will wake up and have like the folder there and be like, no, this is not real. And even when I post it, I'll be like, no, definitely not real. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh! Thank you. Anytime, you're my girl, and anything you need, I'm always here.
Thank you. Do you hear how nervous I am? I can't believe this is happening.
you you're so funny. I'm always like, I can't wait to hug you.
Me too. I'm hugging you through screen right now.
Me too. Okay, my love. Well, I love you so much. Thank you for having me, and I will talk to you as soon as you wake up.
Thank you so much. We will talk. Thank you for joining me, and kisses to everyone who listened to this. To my unbearable bear voice, I love you. Thank you for listening to me. So I
Love
love you.
you. Bye.